Hi, everyone, and welcome to Book Club with Bay. I am Bay, and this is Bay. Say hi, Bay.
Hi, Bay.
And this is other Bay. Say hi, Bay.
Hello.
And today, we are thanking God because Addie saw a fucking Tesla today.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Oh,
I
did
texted
you?
her in all caps saying daddy because I haven't seen a Tesla for like 4 weeks.
Oh.
And like,
I was
thank
so
goodness.
excited. I was hoping you'd get my excitement from the all caps version of it because I had to put effort into that since I was still driving.
Yeah, no, I read it as like, Daddy! Like, that's how my brain interpreted
That's
that.
That's the
Yeah.
energy I wanted to exude.
Because I was also like, Daddy! Like,
for those
So-
who don't know, whenever TJ or I see a Tesla in the wild, we text each other saying daddy. Don't really know how it started. It's a thing and it's been happening for a while.
I don't remember how it started, but we text each other every time we see a Tesla. And like the sad thing is that before COVID became a thing, I mean, we were seeing them like constantly. And I
Yep.
mean, it was just an endless string of daddies all the time. And then COVID happened and like we haven't been going out. So we haven't had an opportunity to see
To
many
daddy.
daddies.
We only settle for Googling them.
And so
See, 2 minutes from my house, you know the Homemaker Center near where I live,
yes.
Bay? There is a Tesla charging station there.
Oh, I would just go sit and watch.
Yeah. So seeing Teslas alive and well in the world and
Has
knowing
put you
that they're there, it's what we needed today, I feel
The
like.
small things. It's the small things, man.
It is the small things. It's the things like that.
Excuse us, by the way, for painting our nails and doing stuff like that. And yeah.
Well,
good
again, it's the small things.
stuff.
Because also, it's your Australian birthday.
It is my
is.
Australian birthday. My birthday. Woo!
I even tried to find a sparkler, but I think I used the last one a couple weeks ago. I'm sorry. But I was
That's
going to have a
totally okay.
sparkler. But yes, it's your Australian birthday.
And I think at this point, we've also both accepted that our birthdays are just going to be bummers.
Yeah, I mean, like, times of COVID.
We're just rescheduling them for when this is over.
When this is over, and then it's going to be a big old party.
Yeah. So, like, they're happening, we guess, but also they are postponed because this is bullshit.
They're happening on paper, but not in spirit yet.
Yeah. My parents feel really bad. They're like, they gave me a nail polish budget today, is what they did, and they were like, we can do nothing else. And we're really sorry. And
At
so
least
this is what we can do for you.
At least it's not one of your big birthdays, though, I guess.
Yeah, like 23 is just kind of like.
That's true.
At least it's not your 21st, I guess.
Oh, but the memes about people turning 21 in quarantine are hilarious. Like their parents are like throwing them like bars in the garages and stuff like that, where they act like the dad's the bouncer, the mom's the bartender. It's all very cute.
Yeah,
That's
I
hilarious.
do think that's cute though.
I mean, you make the most with what you got. Oh,
Yeah, really.
Oh, you know that video I sent you of like the guy celebrating his birthday?
Yes.
Blowing out his candles with the hairdryer? Well, because Stixie's mum and sister, their birthdays are both in a month. And we'll probably still be in lockdown when that occurs. And I was like, okay, so this is your sister. Showed him that video. He thought it was hilarious. I'm like, and I could just see your mum being like this. And it's like the video of Amy from The Big Bang Theory with her little cupcake all on her own. Singing happy birthday to me. And he's like, yes.
Yeah.
He's like, that's what my mom would be doing.
That's what it's gonna be like. It's not fun, but it is what it is. Just sitting alone, singing all by myself.
Yeah.
Into the
have
void.
your parents at least.
Yeah.
That's at least something.
And then Amy's birthday is next week.
Yeah.
So she's also not going to be having a great time. But also, she's got her new baby, so she probably doesn't mind too much.
Nothing's about her right now.
No.
Yeah.
I think if she wakes up and I think if he just, doesn't cry too much that day,
That'll be a win.
that'll be a win for her birthday. Because that's generally how birthdays go. Like everything, we were talking just before the stream. Christmas isn't fun once you have kids. And I guess birthdays aren't fun either. I used to try and convince Dixie to let me have a birthday month. Because I used to have birthday months and he wouldn't let me do it anymore. And now I'm just like, oh yeah, I guess it's my birthday tomorrow. I forgot about that.
Yeah, our birthday month has been a big old nothing burger.
It is what it is.
So, in any
Thanks,
case,
COVID.
yep, thanks, COVID.
Thanks,
This month
Lily.
that was supposed to be all about us is no longer all about us. And selfishly, not a fan of that.
No. It's your birthday month. You're allowed to be selfish in your birthday month.
I know. Especially when a bunch of people are drinking stupid soup.
Yes, they are.
So, this week, today,
Talking about Defiance
extreme
by Lily
crisis
St.
this
Crow.
week. We're talking about Defiance. Anyway. Theme of the day. By Lily St. Crow. And it's the 4th book, right?
Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
God, we're almost done.
4th
in
and 5th.
In the Strange Angel series, 4 of 5.
Sorry, Mara sent something in our side chat.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I mean,
Yeah,
and
so
that's the tea.
So yeah, we're doing Defiance, I guess.
This one was shorter. This one was considerably shorter.
Thank God.
I don't have the physical copies right now, but
I saw the length of the audiobook and it was like either just over or just under 10 hours, and the last one was I think 11 and something hours, and I was like, oh, yay.
So it was shorter.
yes, it is.
There is a
But
God.
it also starts off so stupidly.
Oh
Yep.
God, I know. This is the most idiotic beginning. It was pointless. It was literally pointless.
I mean, and not just that.
Oh, ratings. Everybody stop.
Oh,
yes.
moldy fish biscuits. Purely because we just talked about the beginning and now I'm mad again.
Stupid soup.
Yeah, stupid soup, moldy fish biscuits, and Addie.
Mine is kind of like a full course meal, where you have your sides and you have your
I'm
salad
ready.
and everything, and everything's shitty. But there's like your favorite side dish just sitting there, but it's only there for like 10 seconds.
and
that
it's
side dish
Asian.
is Graves. Yeah, and it's an Asian dish. It's like
That doesn't
sushi
fit
or
in with
pad
anything
thai.
else.
It's on someone else's table.
It's your favorite
It's
Asian
just in your
side dish
eyesight the whole time.
next to McDonald's.
Yes, that's it. That is my rating,
Fair.
because I love my boy Graves. And I think chapter 22 was in Jealousy, the one that I was like, fucking hate this book now, fuck this bullshit. And then after chapter 22, I was like, oh my God, yes, things are happening now. I'm happy. My boy's back.
And she finally blooms. Honestly, the last 2 books, she's been doing bloomy stuff, but she hasn't bloomed. And I'm like, how long does a blooming take?
Yeah, can we just all agree that that's fucking dumb?
Yeah, it took too long.
Honestly, the way they talked about blooming and drifting made it sound like,
It makes it sound like one day you go...
when you get your cutie mark. It sounded like it was something like that. When you get your cutie mark.
Yeah, you just go... Da-da-da-da-da, and
you float in the air, light shivers around you, you lower back down, and boom, you bloomed.
Yeah, but I guess for them, it's like a whole, it's a process, there's stages of it. I'm like, oh,
So
Well,
I mean, and I guess we should have known that because they did say it's also kind of like vampire puberty, and puberty takes a while.
yeah.
But also,
but even the way that they talk about it, like her while it's happening to her,
yeah,
makes it sound like, oh, you've done it, except you haven't, and you're like, can you?
I mean, like, because then when she actually does bloom, it's like this rapid change, right? Okay,
Do you see the fuck up?
Oh yeah.
Yes, that ain't good. Fix it.
I'll do my best.
So
Can't.
you need to like. I mean, like when you're going through puberty, like there's no like clear defining moment when you're like, I am now post-pubescent. It is.
Yeah.
It is finished. So either your blooming has to be like puberty, where it's just a gradual process, and you don't like and then it's over, and you realize about like 2 years later, oh, that's finished now.
Oh, I'm done.
Or it's a cutie mark moment. You don't have a build up and then a cutie mark moment, and then it's like I don't get it. Vampire physiology sucks.
I do think it's interesting that their whole like facial structure changes and everything's different. That's an interesting little thing.
Because that's how we finally find out she's blue. And she like looks in the mirror and she's like, wow, I look completely different to what I did yesterday.
Yeah.
My
She's like, oh shit.
thumbnails are now long enough to shape.
Yay!
Oh yeah, you can't. I don't know. Hold on. There we go. You can see it. It's
I can see the white.
Yes. I have nails now. Sorry.
Huzzah!
It's going to be this kind of professionalism, this stream. What?
Said mine are long enough to shape, but they're already like mostly the shape I want because I just want like, like not too long, just rounded tops because mine break easily. I do stuff.
Yep.
I've got kids to stuff.
I want that really
Kids.
nice sharp ass coffin shape.
Oh, I like those.
Mm-hmm. Like they're not long enough to like do it yet, but like they're in a really short coffin right now, and I'm like, yes.
So are you able to? So are you ballet slippering them first until they're long enough to properly coffin, or?
Yeah. Yeah, like there are some nails that like the way that they're like naturally shaped, I can't do it until they're much longer.
Yeah.
Just because like they grow out a little weird and they're just like that. So
I hate that. Hey, I've got like my thumbnails, my pointer fingers, and my pinkies grow nice and rounded, but then these two fuckers grow square.
same, like yeah, these two grow like a little weird. Like they're wider as well. Like they're quite wide, whereas like, and my pointer fingers grow very round. So I have to wait for them to get really long before I can actually like shape them because it's just like this really, really round tip. And so I'm like, I need to get it long so that I can actually shave it down. So it's going to need to be like it's going to need to be like a good 3 millimeters longer than I actually want it before I can start to like shave it down and then like actually shape it. So pointer fingers are going to be a freaking process. But my pinkies and my thumbs are good boys and girls.
Actually, this pinky grows square, this one grows round. My mistake.
That's weird.
Isn't it weird? Like when you actually start taking care of your nails, you're like, you notice this shit. All
Nails
your fingers are unique little children.
They shouldn't be.
But they are.
But they shouldn't be.
And it's a struggle bus to get them all to look the same.
Oh, you know what's fucking funny? I saw this photo because when you got nothing else to do, you end up looking at lists that pop up on your Facebook feed, and then you go through a list wormhole and you're stuck. I found one where it's like things that our parents gave us, and like they had a picture of like the mum's hand where it's like all nice and long and everything, and then the dad's short stubby fingers, and then the kid's hands. The kid had a mummy hand and a daddy hand.
Oh.
And I'm like, you poor thing. Like, so one hand was all short, stubby fingers, and the other hand was nice and long. And I'm like, how does that
That must
happen?
have been horrible for that kid to have to grow out.
I'm just hoping that it's a boy. Because gross hands are easier for boys to deal with.
Oh, we should be thanking the gods again for this book because there was no tap, 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 tap. Not once.
Yes!
There was no tap.
There
And
was
there was
not a single
considerably
tap.
less like memories or flashbacks or anything like
Yeah.
there was considerably
I
less.
thought this book was different.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. But I was angry. Nonetheless.
Sorry,
go.
one more nail
Go.
thing. You know, Addie, how you had me like start using the cuticle oil and stuff.
Mhm.
My cuticles look so freaking different.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, I have perfect cuticles now. Because it's been about a month now.
Yep. And that's all it takes is 30 days of it.
And like after 30 days of using it, it's like, holy crap. My hands are pretty.
And that's what we like.
Yeah, that is what we like. Sorry, everybody. It's been a day. So we're doing this now.
Welcome to Book Club with Faye, where we struggle to keep on topic about the books.
Yeah. Well,
when
look,
this one starts out so horribly.
Yeah,
I
let's talk
know.
about that.
Yeah.
So, Drew.
Yeah, you had the strongest feelings, Mara. You should.
Okay.
Just go for it.
I think we need to provide the context before I explain how I fucking feel. Okay?
Okay.
So, Drew is an unbloomed Svetaja, which means that at the moment she is vampire or Nesferat target numero uno. They all want to kill her because when she blooms, she can kill them all just by breathing in their mere presence.
Yep.
Okay? It ain't good for them. And at the moment, she ain't toxic. So they're like, let's kill her before she, becomes toxic. So what do they fucking do? They're like, oh, let's send her on a Nosferatu raid. Because that makes sense.
There was no point to this either. Like, it doesn't happen. Like, nothing about it happens again. Like, it's stupid.
It is. It's so, because like the only reason I can think of is to give her like a strong female.
She already has a strong female mo, and she says, fuck everyone, I'm finding my boyfriend.
Yeah, like, what was actually even the purpose of them doing this? Because I feel like it was supposed to be something to try and work out how to find graves, but there was nothing that came from it, and there was no reference to the purpose of it.
Was it for page? Was it for word count?
Page
like
count?
what?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking. Because it's 2 chapters of it. The first 2 chapters is this, and it's not even worth going into detail about because it's just. They also after this they act like this is the first time she's ever killed someone, and I'm pretty sure that's not true.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Does zombie dad not count? Because I mean, it would have happened in book 1.
I think it's her first vampire count. Or kill.
That makes sense. Like, why are they freaking out so much?
And also, yeah, she seemed a lot more traumatized from killing a freaking vampire that, like, in self-defense than, killing her daddy.
Well, she spent 3 books pondering the fact, or 2 books that she pondered the fact that she killed her father.
I
had
know,
her on packaging.
No, I know, but like you would think though, right? Like after you've dealt with killing Daddy Dearest, you would be kind of okay with the concept of killing someone trying to kill you.
Yeah, right.
Well, also, like, wasn't her whole purpose in life killing people or killing like the undead?
I don't think she actually did it. I think it was her dad doing all of it.
But she was being trained to do it.
Yes, it was.
So she's lived her entire
I get in the practical is more confronting than the theory of it, and doing it yourself is different than watching someone else do it.
Yeah.
But she's already killed her father.
Like, it's only downhill from there.
Yeah, like it opened on daddy death. I mean,
Like, but anyway, so yeah, she's at a rave. She's at a rave. She's like, oh look, there's a Nosferatu. Oh crap, they've spotted me. Let's run for 2 chapters and then we fight. And she does a kill, and the wolves come, oh, and then kill, and it's done.
I do love Shanks and Dibs. They're precious and they deserve better.
And we finally have other females too.
Yeah, we have Nat finally. I was wondering when Nat was going to become a thing.
Yeah, because like she mentions Nat in chapter 1, and I'm like, who the fuck is Nat? I'm like, I guess she's a wolfy girl, and then yeah, she's a wolfy girl.
You know, isn't that one thing about urban fantasy books that I kind of forgot to mention is like, as much as they're female led, there aren't like a lot of female characters in them.
I guess that
it's like one bitchy bitch and then like a bunch of men.
I'm sorry, I have to say a sentence that's hard for me to say.
Yes.
That's one good thing about House of Night.
Yeah.
It's a diverse cast. It's a poorly represented diverse cast, but it is a diverse cast.
There is men are way underrepresented in House of Night, I feel.
Because they're all represented as fucking dingies.
Yep, and they're severely outnumbered, but also, yeah, they're not written well.
I mean, nobody's
But the females
well.
aren't written well. No one's written well.
But there is diversity.
I feel like the tree in House of Night is written well.
Yeah. But
the tree.
Because it doesn't get enough screen time to not be written well. But but it's like, I just feel like in so many urban fantasy books, like even Mercy Thompson you know what? It's a little more forgivable because of the fact that there aren't as many female werewolves. But there are just like not a lot of female characters. Like a lot of the female protagonists just don't even have friends.
Yeah, well, like for example, we'll do the book we did yesterday, Shifters. Like until now, we've had like there's the female characters we've seen on screen or on page in Shifters is Faith, obviously, her mum, her cousin Abby in the first book, Manx, Casey, and her roommate. That was in the first chapter of the first book.
And like in real life,
there's about 30 or 40 casts. Like there's about 30 or 40 characters we've met so far.
Yeah, and in real life, like women have friends that are women.
Unpopular opinion, but women have women friends.
And yeah, like I know that people like love to joke about women being catty and like whatever, but women can be catty to women that they don't like. Typically, though.
Oh, like catty to women we do like too, but it's said with love.
Yes,
but we also typically have a list of women that we like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, in terms of acquaintances, I prefer men. Because, you know, too many girls just fucking drives me crazy. But in terms of actual friends, I have a higher number of female friends than male friends.
Same. But in urban fantasy books, it's actually more almost as if, like, the main character just doesn't have friends, usually.
Yeah.
It's usually just like loner girl. It's like who are her friends? Nobody. Why not? Because I don't know.
I think there's a couple reasons for it. I think one, I think also like authors a lot like writing a strong independent woman who don't need no man type thing and all that stuff. Like she could kick ass all on her own. I think writing one of those is and doing it well is difficult enough for most people, and having side characters that are also the same type of thing, because also like generally the protagonist is surrounded by strong people as well. Having to write more than one female character well is probably kind of difficult.
Speaking from experience.
Depends on the author. It depends on the author. A lot of them struggle to write the heroine well. We know this much.
I would speaking from experience, because I would say this is something that I didn't fuck up.
Yeah, there's a lot of female
Yeah.
characters in Blitzcraft.
Well, there's
And
also,
there
I would
is.
say the cast is split evenly.
Mm.
I think
And
so.
I mean, like it definitely can be done well, but I think they might a lot of people because again, like from our experience in book club and prior to book club, like we didn't start reading when we started doing book club. We were reading beforehand. A lot of authors struggle to get the protagonist written well.
Yeah.
But also I feel like it makes her. It's probably also because it makes her stand out more if there's no other strong female characters, and then also on top of that, one, we couldn't have the love triangle with every other male cast member also being in love with her.
Truth.
And I feel like there was another reason in my head and I forget it. But I feel like there's probably reasons, but they're not always. Oh, probably
Well,
also target audience. Like, let's be honest, people that read urban fantasy books are typically female, as we discussed, but also I feel like that you're probably more introverted when you're reading urban fantasies, and so like you don't like. I don't know. I feel like maybe girls kind of like reading a lot of male side characters while being inside a female head.
Yeah, that might also be it.
Well, I'm just going to say this about side characters. What I have discovered when it comes to writing side characters and doing it well is that if you treat your side characters as if they are the main character when it comes to like
Development.
creating them and their development and giving them an arc in the books as well, and treating them as if things that in the book also happened to them, then people tend to really also get attached to your side characters, and I think it makes a really big difference.
Yeah, like again, we'll go to Mercy for a minute. Like Warren, he has his arcs, and most of it's off page. We just hear that him and Kyle had been having some trouble, but now they've worked through it. Mary Jo's got a new boyfriend, and Jesse dated Gabriel for a minute, and now they're broken up again, and all that stuff. Like all of them have had their own development that we hear about, but we don't have to necessarily witness it.
Well, and I think it makes the book feel like
more real.
Yeah, because like in real life, just because you're not, around somebody 24/7, that doesn't mean that they're like their life isn't happening.
Side characters don't cease to exist when they're not on page, is what we're saying.
Yeah. And I think it makes for more interesting characters when you write them that way.
Yeah.
Hi, Pat.
But
hi, Chuck. Hi, everybody.
And bringing it back to this book, we have about 5% of that happening. Like we know that Natalie and which one is it? Which one of the boys is it? Is it Shanks or Dibs?
Shanks.
One of them, yeah.
Shanks and
Shanks and Natalie have a bit of a flirtation thing going on.
Yeah, it's not shown on screen.
But we know that it happens.
Very nearly, yeah, but through conversation between Drew and Nat, we find out. Which I'm actually pretty sure that Nat is a lesbian. So
well, that's helpful.
That's going nowhere.
That's helpful, Nat. It would have been nice if you had told him.
Well, she's barely in this book. She's like, we introduced the first female friend, and she's just like,
and she's the handmaid.
She is. She's a little wolf handmaid. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess Drew. So the fight thing happens. Drew kills a bloodsucker, and then she goes back to school, and she gets told off for being naughty and running away from the vampires.
Yes.
By Christoph. Christoph is like, but I was there, and she's like, well, that would have been helpful information to know.
Yeah,
know.
because she's like, I thought you finally trusted me to do something by myself. And so the theme of this book is Kristoff is a shady bitch. That's been the themes of all these books, but like it's really upfront in this one where Kristoff is a shady bitch and keeps a lot of shit from
And
Drew.
again, like,
Yet she still won't listen.
I mean, like, he's like, you should have stayed put. I was there. And she's like, but I didn't know you were there. He's like, yeah, but I was. And I could have killed them all. And she's like, yeah, but with the information that I had, I did what I deemed safest, which was to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
And he's mad at her for it. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we go back to our room and we're formally meeting Nat and we just get kind of like bonding between the two of them. We see their relationship, stuff like that. And she's like super girly and cool.
She's like, let's go shopping. And Drew's like, oh no.
And she's like, you ruined this dress, Drew. And Drew's like, oops. Could not give less fuck. Sorry.
Yeah, having girly girls as a main character is a no-no.
Yeah. And now Kristoff is at her door. Yay, my arch nemesis fucking Apple. At some point in this book, she calls him Apple Pie Boy, and I was so happy.
So Apple Pie Boy
Apple
is here.
Bitch. And Nat leaves him alone because she's a fucking bad friend. And he's staying with her. I want to die is what I wrote down specifically, and I made a note to say that out loud because anything with Kristoff makes me just want to scream a lot.
You know one thing I do like though, she kicks him out of the room before she goes to bed.
Yes,
so
every
she can
night.
snuggle with Grace's jacket.
I know. I was so sad. I was like, I can't do it.
And I'm like,
rest in peace.
Okay. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, if you need to kick one of your love interests out to snuggle with the belonging of your other love interest, that tells you something, Drew.
Tells you who your real love interest should be.
Yes.
Yeah, and he gets very obviously irritated whenever she asks about Graves. And it's like, that should also be another red flag. You know what I mean? Like, whenever you bring him up, he goes like, I told you, we're doing our best to look for him.
And she's like, well, that's nice, but I'd kind of like to know how it's all going, please. And I am your boss, Kristoff.
Yeah.
He doesn't talk to her like she's his boss, though.
No.
None of them do, really.
Yeah, they really don't. And she's supposed to be like the head honcho now for some reason because she's 17.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But you know what occurred to me while listening to this book as well? It would have meant that her mother looked like a teenager when,
when she had, yeah.
Yeah, and so, like, I mean, yes, of course, Daddy probably would have been pretty young when she was born as well. But, like, by the time Drew...
similarly aged.
But, like, Drew was about 5 or something when her mum died.
Yeah.
Which would mean that Mummy still looked 17 and Daddy looked at least 25.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like, it's probably a good thing that Daddy died. Oh, sorry, Mummy died.
Yeah, it probably was because eventually...
Daddy would have started to look like a pedo.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God.
Like they didn't... yeah. Like, unless you're going to turn... If you're... Okay. Dating advice from Book Club with Bae. If you are a supernatural being that does not age... and you have the ability to turn your significant other into what you are, do it.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Because there will come a point where it will look creepy.
It'll be creepy, exactly.
Yeah.
So then we're sparring with Nat, and the dialogue here was so awkward and uncomfortable because they were talking about like transplanting their bodies between each other, and I was like, I don't remember ever speaking to anyone like this, like ever.
Oh. Yeah, so, like, yeah, the whole thing was like, it's normal to tell one of your close girlfriends what part of her body you're jealous of. And I'm like, I guess if you're Girls are taking into account Drew's age. I'm like, I guess it's kind of a thing
Yeah.
to an extent. But then Drew's just like, I'd love some of your ass. And then that's like, I will also give you some of my titty too. And Drew's like, so you shall give me tit transplant. And she's like, yes, all for the tit transplant. And I just need to say, I'm not offended by it, but it's kind of like the word moist. The word tit, just like, ooh.
Yeah, I don't like that word.
Every time I hear someone say it, I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah.
Which is really awkward at the moment because my son is really enjoying a show about a train called Titipo. It's Korean.
It was weird.
It was weird. But then after that, we go on, they're going on a run. And after the run, she's like, well, at least that was 30 minutes. I didn't have to think about Graves. And I'm like, this is just go get your mans, bitch. Just go get him. Just what are we waiting for?
Put your foot down. They have to do what you say. Just put your foot down and say, I want a Graves hunt now.
Then they've snuck out to go on the run, and then they see Kristoff while they're out, and she spars with Apple Bitch after, and he kisses her, and then they talk about her sneaking out, and she's like, oh my god, kissing him is just, it's wild, and it's free. And I'm like, literally die.
But I'm pretty sure it's in that same scene that she's like, and he smells like apple pie, which I'm pretty sure means he drinks from the vein of people. But I can't ask him about that.
Yes.
And I'm like,
And also, we just completely dismissed the fact that he was in love with her mother. I mean, he's like later, he's like, no, your mother never drove me as crazy. I think that might have been here. It's like, your mother never drove me as crazy as you do me. And I'm like, that's weird. Yeah. It's still the fact that you knew her mother and you had a hard-on for her mother. That's weird.
That alone is weird enough, but then also comparing like the strength of your boner for her versus her mom is even weirder. Like your mom made me rock hard, but you make me rock hard. Like, what the fuck?
Love advice from Book Club with Faye.
Yeah.
Don't.
Like, honestly, I'm pretty sure, like, because he also talked about, I think, how he felt about Anna when they were together as well. He was like, okay, like, you know, like with Anna, it was like, yeah, I guess I can get my dick hard. Your mum, like, you know, like, yeah, no, I didn't have to try to get my dick hard, but I want my dick rock solid all the time.
Yeah. It's gross. And then we go to the lovely not water baths again. We get attacked by a freaking hentai monster. Yep. Some red mist, and then she hexes it, and then that's it. And then they have a council meeting, and then Anna.
That's it.
That's hilarious.
That's effectively the gist of the conversation.
How often do we give love advice? Whenever we deem it fit. Whenever we see something really wrong.
Usually at least twice a stream.
Yeah, right. So they get a note that they think Anna left, that it was like, come meet me here, and then here's Graves' earring. And so of course Drew has a conniption fit over it, and Chris is just keeping
like, give me the earring. And he grabs that up. And shit goes down. Because Hero's like, no! That's my lady!
Yeah, and like it's exposed that he's keeping more secrets from her about, I don't remember what it was about. But he's keeping more secrets from her because that he doesn't trust her with information. But he loves to make out with her. So she insults him in front of everyone, and he just stalks off, and it's really funny because she's like, I don't even give a fuck that I just said that in front of everyone.
Yeah.
Apple bitch.
Well, like, also, like, I mean, it's also, that's a giant red flag too. Like, okay, if the girl that you're in love with, if her boyfriend gets kidnapped by, like, the biggest baddie of all baddies, who happens to be your father.
Yeah, right. Who's also your dad.
Yep. And then she gets a hostage note that has his favorite earring in it. And she's like, oh, it's his earring. I want this. Do not try and snatch it out of her hands.
No.
Because that's rude. And two, just, no, it's like that. If nothing else was a red flag, that's a red flag.
Yeah, right. If everything else wasn't. So then after, she's still really pissed off. She's feeling conflicted about her and Kristoff making out and how she said to Graves that she has no feelings for him, but she kind of does because she told him at some point that she does have feelings for him. I think it's later. But then Leon is talking to her and he's like, I can like find out because I can see you're very upset because she's screaming at him. And he's like, I see you're very upset. Do you want me to do an investigate and find out if they're actually like doing anything to look for him? Because she's like, I don't think that they're actually doing anything.
It.
I think that they're just lying to me. I don't think they give a shit about a wolf boy being kidnapped.
Yeah. So she's like, yes, investigation sounds excellent. Go and do a thing.
Yep.
He's like, so that happens.
Also, it irks her that Kristoff doesn't refer to Graves by his name. It's always just like his technical species. Yeah. It's just never, it's like, just fucking say Graves, you dumb idiot.
Yeah, it's like you're talking about the Lugaroo again, or you're talking about him, aren't you?
Yeah. And he gets so irritated. Oh, it's so stupid.
It's like, of course she's talking about him. He is her boyfriend. Like, I don't think they've ever actually made it official, but he was her boyfriend.
Oh, the earring thing happens later. What? Why did I write it down earlier? Okay. Whatever. So we visit Ash, and then we have a council meeting. August is here. This is when the letter was delivered. And Chris, this is when, it's because he keeps trying to grab her, and she just bitch slaps him in front of everyone. And I've never loved her, but I love her in that moment.
Like, it's about fucking time, Drew.
He deserves a bitch slap. He deserves 100 bitch slaps. Oh, and then after she does it, he says the same thing that he said to her mother when her mom slapped him.
That's right.
And she was like, fuck this, I'm taking my wolf boys and we're getting my boyfriend back. And Kristoff is like, no. And she's like, I don't give a fuck. So she goes to her room and she sneaks out after putting Graves' earring in, which I thought was just a really cute little touch. Just so cute.
Yeah. So is Ash human again yet?
Not yet. This is when Kristoff catches up with her and he's like, I just want attention. And I'm like, go the fuck away. And this is when she tells him that she has feelings for him. And I'm like, no, you don't. You literally hate him, but it's fine. And then this is when he tries to convince her that he only had like this much of a boner. This is, my finger's straight, but it's not like like boner for mom, boner for Drew, boner for Anna. Like visual representations are important. And then she kisses him for the first time, like she initiates it, and I was really mad. I was super mad. I stopped reading for like the day at that point. I was like, I can't deal with this.
It creeps me out.
Yeah, and then after that scene, though, she fell asleep in his arms in Graves' jacket. Which is spicy, but I hate it. And then we find out that Chris and most of the council have just like fucked off somewhere. And then this is when Ash becomes a toddler.
Yeah. Although, so he doesn't really say much in this book, and the way his first words are done, he sounds like Hodor, but saying other words.
Yes. Oh my god.
And then,
way to put it.
And then later on, like when he does, he's like bang, bang, bang bit. That's like the way the narrator does
the new tap
is
tap
like,
tap.
It's all in a whisper. It's in a whisper. So
I
first
don't
he
think
did
he's
sound like
whispering.
Hunter, and the rest is whisper.
I imagine him being like an actual like 3-year-old going bang, bang, bang. Like that's how I imagine him talking. But then they try to fix him up. He's a toddler in a grown man's body. She passes out because she's going through the final changes. So her body's like super just it's to
Weird.
go in a million places in a minute. So she's super exhausted all the time. And
Yeah.
um
But she still hasn't
so
bloomed yet, even though they make us think she's blue. Like, honestly, there were about 8 times in this book that I thought she finally bloomed.
yeah,
And I was
right,
like, no,
no,
she's not blooming.
the epilogue.
No.
The epilogue.
Yeah.
She goes to sleep and she has a dream about like Kristoff and Graves and like it's like a montage of memories surrounding them and some other people that don't really matter. And then Leon's like, "Hello, I have news about your wolf boy. Kristoff has something to do with Graves' disappearance." And I was so happy. I was so happy.
Yeah.
And
So
she's livid.
Yep. So we see some footage of like Graves storming out, and then Kristoff instructing someone to take Graves away,
Yeah, he
making it
follows.
sound like he's like, yeah. So it makes the
follows
footage. The footage. Oh, because Leon's also like, you know, I did a thing, and the person who was originally looking into it got transferred elsewhere, and then
Yeah,
I'm thinking, how much time has passed? It's been a day.
it's been a day since that. It's been 3 weeks since last book, or 3 weeks. Like
No, but since Leon started his investigation, though.
yeah, like a day. Like this was all set up.
Yeah. He's like, but they got transferred, so then I got someone else and made sure they kept it on the down low, and then we got the footage decrypted, and it's all like cut up and weird and stuff, and yeah, it makes it look like Kristoff is saying, "Hey, take him to Sergei," without actually saying take him to Sergei. He's like, and then I found this in his office, milady. It's a list of his hideouts, and I found where he is.
Yep. So she's leaving, obviously. She's like, okay, well, I know where my boyfriend is. I'm going to just yeet. Sorry. Fuck everyone. I can't trust anyone right now because they're not actually looking for him. That I think that part is true, that they weren't actually ever looking for him.
Yeah, I don't know.
So she goes to August's apartment to, like, have home base for a minute, and, like, Kristoff calls the apartment. It's like, you're in danger. Don't do it. And she's like, fucking bite me. I'm
Call
leaving.
me back, baby. Call me back. I love you.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm gonna go find my actual boyfriend. Fuck you, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then vampires are chasing her.
Yeah, well, she calls August first, and she's like, tell them to come to this location because I'm about to get fucked. Bye. Like,
yeah, she's
like,
like, look, I'm going in with or without you. If you want me to not do a dead, you'll be here. Bye.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then she gets knocked out.
Yes, and we have some fighting. Sergei's there, and then we open chapter 22 with someone saying, "Hey, wait, stop! Like, don't," because she's in like fight mode, and then she's like, "Wait, I know that voice. I know these hands. I know everything." And I was like,
"It's Graves.
I'm a sucker." And she's literally like this entire chapter, and I think the next chapter too, she's just holding him, just squeezing his ribs, and just like, I'm not letting you go, bitch. And I'm like, you still think you have feelings for the apple boy?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have feelings for the apple boy.
Yep. But yeah, so she's locked in a cell in Sergei's dungeon with Graves and Anna.
Yep.
And Anna's like, I never sent you that letter, you dickhead. Just so you're aware.
I know, Anna's just like, she's like, you shot me. And Graves is like, she what? No, she's on our side right now. Like, we're locked in here together. Like, we're kind of bros now. And she's like, but this bitch shot me.
Yeah. And then so they're like, okay, I guess we'll like temporarily truce with Anna. And I must say, Cage Anna, a lot more sassy than non-Cage Anna.
Cage Anna was a spitfire. She was pretty.
Like, honestly, like, you know how, like, okay, let's go to House of Night. It's the time in the stream where we go back to House of Night for a minute.
Yeah.
Now, who's one of the few characters we like from House of Night? Aphrodite. you know, you're like, yay her. I'm glad she's like team us and everything, but also, she's a snarky bitch, and we love her for it.
Yes.
Type thing. Cage Anna is very much like Aphrodite, where they
Yes,
have a
she is.
common goal, but she's a snarky bitch, and I enjoy
Yes.
it.
I did enjoy Anna during this because she was like, I didn't, you know, I'm stuck here too. What the fuck do you want from me? And we find out what the security tape of Kristoff following him out there was. It was actually he was going out there to exchange words, saying like, you know, you're not good enough for her, all this stuff like that. And then we find out that Leon was with them when the words were exchanged. And after he like had his confrontation with Kristoff, he like left. He was like, fuck you, I'm not dealing with this bullshit. Fuck you, Apple bitch, I'm leaving. And that's when he got kidnapped.
Sorry, give me a sec.
Then this is when she realized that Graves is the only person that actually cares about her because not because of what she is or because of her mother. She's like, he's the only one that actually likes me for me. And I'm like, yeah, you dumb whore. Why do you keep doing this? I don't understand. And then, well, I texted TJ about this because in Outlander, James Fraser, the main lead, male lead, he was flogged a lot, and so he has a lot of scars on his back. And when she's like, I can see a bunch of cuts on Graves' back, I was like, it's an Asian James Fraser, change my mind. And she was like, what a fucking visual.
Yeah, like weird.
It is a weird visual. But it was all I could think of. Anytime she mentioned it, I was like, where's the Outlander makeup team? Then she says Sergei's name, and that like summons him, I guess.
Yeah, she says Sergei's name and summons him because that's what happens when you say a vampire.
Yeah, that's why no one says his name. I have an external life drama, excuse us. Oh, your face is getting very red. Are you okay over there?
Yes. You know what? We can still work with that, okay? We can still work with it. It's fine. It's fine. Okay?
I'm cranky.
It's fine. But it's now at a point where we can just put a pin in it for a few minutes. And we can still work with it. Okay, babe? Look, it's fine. It's fine. This is why you don't just copy paste.
I didn't. I adjusted the verbiage a little bit.
Did you get rid of the part that wasn't supposed to be sent?
Oh, I like
just send us screenshots. Well, let's continue to entertain the masses while you do this.
Sorry.
The masses, I say.
Honestly, this is probably more entertaining than us talking about the book.
Well, but we're almost done about the books. We're almost done.
Yeah,
man.
honestly,
this is like 8 chapters of fighting now.
Yeah, so honestly, I think like the last part of the book could all be done in like 5-10 minutes.
Oh, that's it.
Give us
You
a
said
sec.
my. Oh God.
Just okay. I'm gonna type on the thing. Just give me a sec.
Okay. While you do that, I will continue talking about the fighting because it's. Oh God. Okay. So sorry, guys. We're so sorry, but life dramas happen whether or not we're doing book club or not.
Okay. Even if you don't want to throw a bone, sometimes a bone has to be thrown.
Yes, concur.
Okay.
So
I
this is when we
know.
find out that Leon has also been working with Sergey, and we have our big fight. We're fighting. She stabs Sergey with a lamp, and Graves is like, "Dude, I've never been more turned on before because you just killed Sergey with a lamp." And I'm like, "He's not dead, you dumb bitch. There's another book left. Don't you know you're in a book?"
But then Sergey starts twitching, and they're like, "Okay, yeah, no, he's not dead. Let's go."
Yeah, we need to fucking leave.
Okay, and by this point as well, okay, because I don't think we gave anything about Anna. Okay, so she got caught.
Oh, yeah.
Sergey was managed to, because he's so strong. Give me 1 sec.
I got you. So at this point, he has sucked her blood.
Yes,
he was because he can withstand it.
Yeah, he was able to resist the toxins long enough to suck enough of her blood to weaken her to the point where she's not toxic.
And where she's very close to death.
Yes. And then during that little scuffle bit, that weakened her even more. And now she's like, can't walk. She's fucked.
Yeah.
And Graves is also quite weak. And Drew's just like, well, fuck, what do we do?
And and Drew is right before pre-bloom. So she's like, her body's all fucked up as well.
Yep. She's like, but I can't just leave Anna here. So they're like, take it, Anna.
Yes, and her guard shows up, so it's a good thing that they brought her. Then we have more fighting.
Yeah,
Anna's like, drink my blood, bitch. Yeah, she's like, drink my blood, bitch. That's how we're gonna get out of here. Like, I'm going to die. Like, it's going to happen. Just do it.
And Drew's like, look, it's one thing to not leave you to die. It's another thing to kill you. Blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she's like, well, fuck it. I'm going to give Anna my blood because she's been trained, all this stuff. And Anna, so she leans in to do it. And Anna's like, nope. And like puts Drew's face in her neck. So Drew, instinct takes over and she does a sucky.
Yep. And you know what? Like, poor Anna.
Yeah, honestly.
Because when you suck someone's blood, you get some of their memories and stuff. Which is part. So Anna wanted Drew to suck her blood. 1, because the blood will give her strength, but 2, because memories and stuff can be transferred, and
all Anna's been trained for so long. Yeah.
Yeah. But we also get
Kristoff.
Kristoff was the emotionally abusive boyfriend to Anna.
Yeah, he's such a fuckboy.
She was head over here. I'm like, okay, last book I was like, I feel like her issues with Kristoff liking anyone else is purely just because he's a penis, not paying attention to her. But she was head over heels in love with the guy, and he just treated her like shit. And then once Drew's mom showed up, he's like, I don't even have time to even pretend with you anymore. Bye.
He's just a fucking dick.
Yeah.
He's just a fuckboy. Like, fuck this guy.
Like, why is he here?
I don't know.
I feel like Drew's mother would still be alive if he have just said, hey, Anna, look, I know you like me, but I'm just not feeling it.
I don't have or if he never led her on. Oh, Kristoff, what a dick.
Anyway, but now Drew has strength and training to go with it. So she goes out and it's and in her head, she's remembering, honestly, if this was a movie, right? If this was a movie or a TV show, the scenes of Drew fighting would be intercut with training scenes of Anna doing the exact same move.
That would be really dope. That would be dope.
Yeah, I was picturing that in my head while this was going on. I'm like, you know what?
Really cool.
I don't like the book, but I like the visualization of this scene.
Yeah.
And she kicks some ass. Anna's still kicking at the moment. She's still alive.
Yeah, everyone's fighting. Everyone's having a good time. And then Sergey shows up. We also hear Kristoff in the distance yelling Drew's name. And she's like, I give no fucks.
Oh, yeah, because they also know that the order's rocked up. But they're they're a giant warehouse complex thing. And God knows where they are in it.
Yeah. They're in New Jersey. They used to be in New York. Now they're in New Jersey.
Yep.
So there's a fire.
Yep.
There's been like explosions happening. There's a fire. Drew, I say us because like whenever I write stuff down, I'm like, we see this person. Like that's just how I.
Drew. Oh, also the reason that they're not dead yet as well is like Drew is at the part of her like blooming prep to be semi-toxic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's helping. She thinks Graves is disgusted by her now because she did all this fighting, and like I think it's just because her face finally changed, and he's like, who the fuck are you? Like I think that was what it's supposed to represent. There's a fire. They get out and like they just have a moment of them just like hugging each other, saying each other's names, just like they're reunited. Thank fuck. And Ash shows up and he goes, bang, bang, bang. And we're like, okay, gotta bring the toddler with us.
Yeah, although I will say he was, like I said before, though, it was nowhere near as annoying as I imagine it would have been to read it in that imagined voice.
It might be my problem. This might just be my problem.
Well, from now on, just read everything he says in a whisper.
That would make it better.
An intense whisper. Because also he's still behaving like a dog. He's still walking around on all fours as well.
He's still broken. Like, he's still fucked.
I mean, like, I kind of get it. Like, he spent, like, the last few centuries, like, stuck as a dog.
Yeah. He's very much mentally regressed.
But still, it's also, like, I like, any visualization, like, descripting it, like, you know, because he's, like, rubbing his head against her leg on all fours, and I'm just like...
It'd be weird. Dog. But in the epilogue, we're seen at a hotel, and she goes to take a shower, and then she sees herself in the mirror, and that's how we know she has bloomed.
Yep. So, her, like, she still looks like her, but her face, like, you know, like it's all subtle changes, but to change how someone looks, it's just subtle
sharper
changes. Yep. Her cheekbones are sharper. Her head's face is more heart-shaped. Her nose is slightly thinner, and like, you know, it's more like, you know, perfect little nose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, her eyes are slightly bigger. Her lips are slightly fuller. She has boobs now.
Yeah, her boobs, because she was like bathing and she was like, these aren't my breasts. What is happening? And yeah, she bloomed finally after 4 books.
And then the book ends.
Yes, and
blessedly.
And all we have is what's Reckoning? That's the last one.
Yep.
And
then we will be done.
So
and
we
then
will
be doing
it in a week.
Yeah.
Yay!
So
we're doubling up now.
Yeah, so we're doubling up because quarantine and we have nothing better to do. So next week we're going to be doing the next Shifters book and we're going to be finishing this series. Then after that we're going to be continuing the Shifter series and we're going to be doing the Disasters by PC and Kristen Cass because we can't help ourselves.
Disasters, but we are just
Disasters.
It's Disasters.
Well, they spelled it weird.
They spelled it like that. That's not our fault.
And then after that we're going to do another series, but we figure we might as well just... There's only one of... It's PC and Kristen, so we're going back for like just a little bit, and then we'll run away as fast as possible.
Yes.
Yeah. Like,
oh my god, can you imagine if it's good?
It won't be.
It has like 3 stars on Goodreads. One of the top reviews is like, this book is garbage. So like, I don't have high hopes.
I mean, that said though, I mean, realistically, yes, it's going to be shit. But also, what was that series? Blood Air. That got a lot of bad press, and we liked that one.
I know.
Well, that got a lot of bad press for really dumb reasons.
That one's coming out this fall, right? As of now,
I think so. Yeah.
I'm excited to read the sequel to that because like that the romance in
Stewart. No, okay. Let me just read the the blurb
please.
for this. Foster Stewart knows she's different. Her life has never been normal. Talking to plants and controlling cloud formations aren't things most 17-year-olds are into. Not can do, are into.
I'm pretty sure if all 17-year-olds could do that, they would be into it.
Well, they're not into it. Tate Nighthawk Taylor is perfect. Tate
Wait.
Taylor.
Wait, so Nighthawk is a nickname?
Yeah,
Is it?
apparently.
Okay, yeah. So Tate Taylor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd
Tate-
like to buy a different consonant, please.
Tate Nighthawk Taylor is perfect. Star quarterback and all around dreamy boy next door. No comma. He
I already
never
want
thought
him to die.
there should be a comma between door and he, but there's not. So, star quarterback and all around dreamy boy next door. He never thought about his extra abilities. Why is that in quotes?
So
Are
I
they
guess
not
we're in dual
extra?
perspective.
But are they not
Okay.
extra abilities?
I don't know.
Okay. What quarterback wouldn't want night vision? That's not
That's
weird,
it?
right?
That's all he has?
It's cool. But on the night of their first meeting, no comma again. But on the night of their first meeting, a deadly tornado brings them together and awakens their true abilities. Why is there there's no fucking punctuation in the blurb? The blurb. Okay. The power to control the element air. Unbeknown to Tate and Foster. That's horrible.
I hate
They
their
are the
name.
first in a group of teens that were genetically manipulated before birth to bond with the elements. Period. Which truly...
So we're going sci-fi. Okay. Sorry, go.
They were the first in a group of teens that were genetically manipulated before birth to bond with the elements. Period. Which truly sucks for Foster as she has to face the fact that Dr. Rick Stewart, her beloved scientist father, betrayed her and now wants to use her and the others for his own nefarious world domination plot.
Of
Extra
course, the
space.
man is the big...
Period, extra space. Yes.
Okay, I know that we've expressed disbelief at this before, but PC Cast teaches creative writing, right?
I'm so excited to talk about this.
Isn't you supposed to know that you don't start a sentence with which? Which is a mid-sentence word. Like WHICH, not witchy-woo. Like,
Yeah, I know. That's
Yeah.
why I pointed it out. And then, like
No,
I
I
said,
know.
period, extra space.
now that typewriters are no longer a thing, we don't need to extra space after a period, just so people
Yeah,
know.
right?
That
Well,
was
it's
a
the only
typewriter thing.
it's the only point where there's a period extra space. Foster and Tate must stop Dr. Stewart and his minions before he destroys their lives and the world. Why
There's a...
did nobody dump the blurb into like fucking Grammarly?
I'm pretty sure Microsoft Word
would have caught that.
would correct half of those.
Yeah. How the fuck did this happen?
There's a grandparent figure in the book.
Of course there is.
Well, and it's all about the elements because they can't.
I
they
swear
cannot.
if there is a lavender loving grandma,
If there is an heir, come to me.
whew. Okay, so maybe I was wrong.
His book is
Maybe
literal
we couldn't
trash.
have any hope.
Yeah, that's the second review. Is okay, so this book is literal trash, and it's this long. It feels like it goes past my full page.
Nope. I don't want to.
It's
Oh,
very
we got-
dramatic, but that's PC and Kristen for you. The person that wrote this wants it out of her house. Characters are terrible.
Great.
Foster is a straight up bitch,
Doesn't
Right.
surprise me.
and Tate doesn't get personality because he's a boy.
Great. Looking forward to it.
Yep. Okay, guys. So that's what we are in for, and yeah. So with that, we will see you guys next week.
They called him G-Paw. Anyways.
No!
Oh, come on.